This is actually my first MG job, so thank you so much for tolerating me too, so thank you. Our producer tonight, our fearless leader of the Theater School Rejects, he is a lawyer, a philosopher. Sometimes he is funny. Doug X.
Just a little spit, like that.
Just a little spit, huh?
Swallow that.
I'm one up already. I haven't started yet. Give me a chance. Let's go to Mario for MC tonight. They come out for my show, The Theater School Rejects, third Saturday of every month. So we're trying to build it up. And thanks for all the great comics that came out. And so I have this theory that comedy is a lot like sex. See, and it's not just because all the male comics I know are desperate for stage time. Give it a moment.
Not that.
Deep cuts. But also because there's lots of analogy, like corresponding parts. For example, you know, the opener is, it's like foreplay, right? You gotta kind of grease the wheels and get the audience ready for what's to come. And so I was talking to my girlfriend about that, and she's like, "Why are you so stressed out?" And I'm like, "Because I have no idea what to do for an opener." And she just started softly sobbing. And I was trying to think why, and I realized she really cares about comedy. She was crying. She's really invested in my career. And I have to come to that conclusion because anything else will lead to personal growth. So, my day job is a lawyer, which is really fun. I mean, being a lawyer is a profitable, prestigious, lucrative career to have in 2007. Sadly, the economy crashed in 2008 and hasn't, and we got that sweet, sweet jobless recovery going on. So, but it's okay because I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it because I have a passion. I have a dream. I have a goal. That's just a mission in life to keep criminals on the streets. I just feel I'm destined by God to keep drunk drivers on the road. So, fuck that. Just drink it up. There's beer in the back. See, because you guys are all my potential customers. And if you get hit by a drunk driver, I got a colleague and we work together on personal injury cases, so I get you coming and going. Doesn't matter to me. But I had dreams of getting involved in cases that would set case law and precedent, get my name in the history books or in some law books. Now I got dreams of making my rent. And mostly what I do is make the world safe for annoying texters. I had one client who had a restraining order, was fighting a restraining order because of all the text he had sent to his girlfriend, and I was like, "Okay, you're gonna have to apologize." He goes, "Well, I didn't do anything wrong." I said, "You just gotta apologize, so things will be okay." And we practiced it 10, 15 times. And when the judge asked if he can say, he apologized and did get a restraining order. So, but the judge did tell him, "Grow the fuck up." So, so that's my advice to most of you. But I have more advice for you. Besides grow the fuck up, I have other advice for you. Is that there are worse things. You get restraining orders, but that's not a big deal generally. It doesn't really fuck up your life if you have a restraining order against you. Not that I would know. But if you have a criminal charge, it can really fuck up your life. For example, I had a client who was facing 9 years in prison. 9 years in prison for one text message. Granted, it was a horrific fucking text message. Right? No matter how heartbroken you are because your girlfriend dumps you, Dave, you know about this. No matter how heartbroken you are, if your girlfriend dumps you, you cannot text her, "I'm probably going to murder you." That's a no-no. That's a legal technical term. No, don't do that. How many times I have to say to the client, "No, don't, not." Anyway, it's like having, it's like Dave with his 3-year-old, But they go, "Why? Why can't I do that?" Because And actually, a client asked me that. He goes, "Why would the judge think I'm lying?" And I said, "Because I think you're lying, and I'm your lawyer." He did not appreciate that. I was telling him not to testify, and just to cover my ass, I was like, when the judge came out, I'm like, "I would like to ask my client if he wants to testify." And on the record, he's like, "No." I'm like, because win or lose the case, he was not going to jail. But if he testified, he was fucking going to jail. But try telling him that. Where the fuck am I? Oh yeah. So don't send, "I'm probably gonna murder you," because that's called a criminal threat. You see, because after all the terrorism, the background, if you make a very specific threat to somebody, even though it's just words, that is a felony. So, what you have to do is introduce a little ambiguity. You gotta say, in the next 3 years, there's a small but statistically significant probability something terrible might happen to you. Or if you want to get a little bit more arcane, a little more esoteric, you can, a little more recherché, it's a vocabulary lesson. You can say, vis-a-vis our recent breakup, your existence resembles that of Schrodinger's cat. For the quantum physicist in you. Oh, that's one step too far? So I was telling that in a bar, because I was doing comedy at a bar, because that's my life. And two ladies said, I go, "That's what the law requires. You need that ambiguity." And they go, "Really?" And I go, "It's arguable." Because that's what lawyers say, right? It's either no fucking way or it's arguable. Like, if I kind of sort of pointed a shotgun at my girlfriend's baby daddy, is that assault with a firearm? It's arguable. Can I get a refund for this consultation? No fucking way. So that's the scale. And so I'm a little confused because life is, I had like 3.5 years of no relationships. So like, if we apply Erica's theory of erosion, of cock erosion, my cock was huge. Because it works the other way, right? If it's like, if it gets smaller from use. No, Erica's not a fan. All right, that's like I'm a joke parasite. So somebody's a fan. But so like after that, you kind of get in the mindset of being single, and then suddenly I'm in a relationship, and like that just sort of happens to people, I guess. And it's very confusing to me because like when you're single for like, I don't know, 3 to 3.5 years, you kind of get a mindset, like you're the ugliest organ Middle Earth. Like, when you send a letter to Dear Abby, it gets returned unopened because it has toxic levels of SAD. But, so I'm dating this girl, and, we banter back and forth because honestly, that's what I bring to the table. And it's not looks. And I said something to piss her off because that's the other thing I bring to the table. And she said, "You're lucky you're cute." Now look here. Is there any semantic content to that statement? I am neither lucky nor cute. So I said back without a hitch, without a moment's hesitation, I said, "I'm lucky you're blind." And she went up me, just like you guys. She said, "Don't judge me. Maybe I like orcs." That's a fucking keeper right there. And we also like watch the same movies, like in like the 1930s, like Raymond Chandler, Humphrey Bogart kind of movies. So like we have like some our relationship, it's like half like sweet pillow talk and I love you, and half like hostage negotiation. What do you mean by that? And so I call her my noir princess. Because I feel like, I imagine like a Disney princess, but like, all in shadows, with like instead of like hummingbirds floating around like ravens. She loves that joke.
Toads.
Gee, I wonder what I could be talking about.
We're definitely not talking about you, sir.
Shut the fuck up, OSTF.
Fizzy water's not good in your nose.
Gonna fake a fucking hamstring and have you come up here and sign that kid. That's Richard gave me advice. He said, whenever, if the sex isn't going well, just fake a hammy and go down. And I think that's just great advice for life. Fake a hammy and go down. No matter what the situation. Gets you out of all kinds of trouble. I mean, I would apply that. Faking a hammy doesn't shut me up. I need fake a lip injury or a tongue injury. Which, for most guys, would not be an improvement. But honestly, for me, if all I could say was that, I'd be in a lot less trouble. Let's see. So, having fun, right? Thanks for coming out on Saturday night out in Fountain Valley. And I showed you found the place. This is like an IQ test. Because apparently Luminous Center doesn't come up on your GPS. So you have to extract and use the address or extrapolate your distance from the Sizzler. That's how I do it. I no longer search for this place or address. I just search for the Sizzler in Fountain Valley. Unfortunately, there's two, which says not about Fountain Valley. About Sizzler. A friend of mine said to me, here's a test to see if you're in a bad neighborhood. Can you see a church's chicken? That's step one. Step two, it's like the old go-tos, in old computer programming. If you see a church's chicken, get the fuck out. It's this two-step logic process. That's I don't know, if you a short logical leap syllogism, you leave one step out, it's enthymeme. So. An enthymeme is a great thing at a Donald Trump rally because it's a rhetoric technique where you leave out an obvious step in your logic so that your audience can fill it in and feel better about themselves because they've completed the puzzle and they feel like they've accomplished something. So, for example, Donald Trump wants to build a wall. Donald Trump calls immigrants animals. Donald Trump's a fucking prick. I was hoping you guys would fill that in. Sometimes enthymemes don't work. You gotta know your audience. I wouldn't mention this, but somehow I got into a discussion on rhetoric with Nicholas I was in the door while we were watching other comics. So that's my influences. Aristotle and some other comics. Aristotle is funny as fuck. You guys don't know this because you might not have read Aristotle. But he wrote on politics. That was his theme. He wrote on rhetoric and he wrote on politics. And then he wrote metaphysics, which means beyond physics, but that's a different thing entirely. Anyway, he said communism can't work. Because in Greek city-states, they thought about this. Communism is not original to Karl Marx. They thought about how do we best build a society. So they were thinking about this, 2,000, 2,500 years ago. And Aristotle said, look, communism can't work. Say you divide up all the property. Fine. You divide up all the food equally. What do you do with the women? I'm not making this up! Read fucking on politics! Aristotle said, because at that time women were considered property. Because they were enlightened. Oh! That's one step too far. No! But honestly, is that if you share everything, think about that. If everybody's equal, how do you impress girls? You can't buy them a drink. They've got as much alcohol as you do. Think about that. You can't buy someone a drink if you're sharing equally. You can have mine, I guess. I drank half of it. Maybe you like my spit. Anyway, I also like to take topics from the audience because it has all the fun and spontaneity of improv without having to deal with other people who do improv. So, can anybody give me a topic, please, so I can talk about it? Geeky topics preferred, but not exclusive.
Whatever movie you saw last night.
It's not a fucking question, man. Whatever movie you saw in the last 3 months.
Well,
No. What movie?
Deadpool.
Right, did you see Deadpool
Or Infinity War.
or Infinity War, and did you hate,
Yeah.
did you, so,
It's a
I'm
topic.
bringing
It's
it
not
up
a question.
because you fucking hate message Ragnarok. And so I'm wondering if you have a similar experience with either of those movies.
He ended up
Did you hate it as much much as Thor.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't hate anything as much as Thor fucking Ragnarok. Has anybody seen Thor Ragnarok? These fuckers are on a fucking jet. And they stand on top of it. Like they're fucking van surfing. Do you know how fast a fucking rocket is going? Do you understand wind pressure and air currents?
You can fly with a hammer.
I get he's super strong. If they had shown like dig his feet in and he put his toes through the hull of the metal ship, I'd be like, okay. And they weren't even unsteady. They just stood there like it was a fucking calm breeze, and they're on a damn rocket ship. I mean, let alone they should have burst into flames. But they didn't even fall off. They didn't even like sway. I was on a fucking Coast Guard ship. It was a 140-foot icebreaking tug with a round hull in a fucking calm sea. I couldn't stand straight. This was us in a calm sea. They're on a fucking rocket ship flirting. I can't fucking flirt on dry land. How the fuck you flirt on top of a guy on a rocket ship? I hate Thor Ragnarok.
How do you really feel?
Fucking I hate it more than I hate you. OSTF. OSTF is one step too far.
The gummy bear.
I podcast with Richard. Richard have a podcast also called Theater School Rejects, and he's got a podcast Older and Wiser, which is very funny when I'm on it. And we'll have a good riff going back and forth. I mean, we have 5s of listeners. You know, because we got like 15 listeners, and so like it's not a multiple of 10. So I say we got 5s, and you know, because it sounds better that way. And we'll have like a good bit going, like a minute groove in between the silences, and then like he'll just say something that makes me want to throw up in my mouth. I'm like, dude, one step too fucking far. Hashtag OSTF. Like, you know. So I give him shit about that, just like I call Nicholas deep cuts. Because we'll be talking about a movie, and then he'll reference, remember like 5 minutes into the 3rd scene when Odin walked by the Tesseract?
What the fuck? That be hella walking by the Tesseract and she ignored that shit for the paternal flame.
This is not audience participation, man. You had your 5 minutes. I gave you an extra 30 seconds. I can't help if you didn't get everything you had to get out. I mean, I'm making all kinds of friends. Next show should be me. 70 minutes of me because no one wants to be on. Oh man, if no one shows up and no other comics, it should be me in a mirror.
You still fucking do it.
I have fantasies like that.
Talk to him.
Other guys fantasize about other girls. I fantasize about being alone.
I mean,
Alright, relationship tip.
do not write this down.
Because I clearly know what I'm doing. Clearly I got this shit on lockdown. If your girlfriend asks you what your lifelong dream, the thing that you care most about, your utmost goal in life, she is not expecting the answer having a harem.
Woo! Black gold!
I've tested it out. It does not go well. And I mean, I have other dreams, don't get me wrong. Like I write books, no one reads them, but I write them. I mean, I sold one to Australia, like last month I threw a party. And slowly it's taking over the world. You know, because the Aussies, man, they're discerning. And, but like, I want to be a famous writer. I would like to be a successful comic and like make money. Give me the fucking light. It's my fucking show. I'll keep going with her when it goes fucking home. I just give Mario shit.
You can always just use the mirror, sir.
I do. I will. I have. Richard's got a girlfriend, dude. Richard, look at that. The fucking gummy bear has got a girlfriend.
Gummy bears are delicious.
And not... Yes! Apparently he has my girlfriend. But inside jokes. Tonight.
right back here
Starting your
together
harem.
for you. Right, here comes your harem, brother. I'm a great cuddler.
Be careful what you wish for.
I am number 2.
Two. Only the bathroom sets. How tall are you, Richard? How tall are you, troll?
5'10".
I didn't know they stack shit that high. My dad taught me that joke. I haven't talked to him in 15 years.
That made him blush.
Not to get therapy or anything. So I have other goals. I'd like to actually be a successful lawyer, but those goals are all intermediate goals. They're means to an end. I want to have money and fame so I can have a harem. I think every guy deep down feels that way. And you might judge me, but fuck it. The heart wants what the heart wants. And on that note, you can find me dougxcomedy.com
Or in front of the mirror.
Check out that camouflage shirt with a suit jacket. That's one fucking good-looking motherfucking orc. Anyway, on that note, dougxcomedy.com. We're here the third Saturday of every month. If you have anybody who's never done comedy before and wants to try it out, we take one person and we give them the first chance here in every show if we can. And thanks for coming out on a Saturday night here in Fountain Valley.